Welcome on in to CVC TV, presented by the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. We are live at Perry High School in Perry, Ohio. That is in Lake County for Division II District Wrestling action. Just about set for the championship matches. We just saw the Parade of Champions getting started a little early here, but we are going to have, on our side, we are going to have the first and second place, the championship match right in front of us. Off to our left, it'll be third and fourth. All four of the competitors that you will see on the mats are making it on to states. We will kind of go through the fifth place finishers, who will be the district alternate for each weight class. We will get started with weight class 106, and on the mats it'll be Johnny Green from Aurora and Javon Yarbrough from Copley in this first match. Just about set, and we'll turn things over to our play-by-play man Trent for all of the action on the mat.
Our 106 timeout, Johnny Green from Aurora as a freshman. He's 35 on the season, upper fan ranking of number 5. He was a Harvey sectional champion.
See both these guys. Oh, Green is in on a single leg. See, he's transferring to a double, trying to get that first takedown. First takedown is really important in a wrestling match as it gets later into the season, as we're in the district finals. So first takedown just helps you out more in overtime. So you're going to see a lot of aggressiveness right off the bat. You see, we see a stalemate here. That just means neither one of the wrestlers had an advantage, so they're going to stop it, reset. Green in on another single leg, trying to lift it off the match. Yarbrough kind of bulldozes him over, trying to clear that leg so he can get 2 points. Green still in control. See him slowly trying to transfer, hook that leg. All he's got to do is pop his head to get that 2. Yarbrough still fighting. Now Yarbrough's in on a leg. Green with the first 2 points of the match. Yarbrough working to escape. Green doing a good job of staying behind and holding on, not letting Yarbrough get an escape 1 point. Green from Aurora on top, working to get a 2-on-1. Tight waist.
And we come to the end of period number 1. Kevin Arnold alongside Trent Mast for Division II District Wrestling action. A first place on the line. You see the state finalists already on the mats. Off to our left, we have the third and fourth place match going on. It is Lacey Harvey leading Christian Osborne. Here in front of us in the championship match, it is Johnny Green on top of Javon Yarbrough from Copley, 2-0. And looks like they're checking Yarbrough for possible injury, putting some injury time on the clock. And Trent, in that first period, you really saw Green kind of trying to find his rhythm, then found control towards the end.
Yeah, like I said, they were both aggressive right off the bat. That's why they had that stalemate. And then Green just shot that outside single for the second time, ended up getting it. He was able to ride Yarbrough out for the rest of the period. Green chose bottom position for the beginning of the second period. You see Yarbrough on top. Green hit a Granby roll, doesn't quite get free. Yarbrough's going to throw in a boot, doesn't quite get it. Green working hard on the bottom to get an escape or a reversal. Yarbrough with a tight waist, I believe. The ref is in my line of sight, so I couldn't see very well. Looking to hit a cradle, can't quite reach. Now he's back to tight waist. Got a tight 2-on-1. Green sitting out. He's going to try and get his hips out. They go out of bounds. They'll reset. Johnny Green from Aurora will be down. And Javon Yarbrough will be back on top with 1:08 left in the second period. Still 2-0 Green from Aurora. Green with the switch off the whistle. Yarbrough catches him with a tight half. He'll get 3 points for back points there. Or did they give him 2? Yep, they gave him 3 back points. And now Yarbrough up 3-2. 45 seconds left in the second period. Yarbrough riding the hips really well here, making sure he's not spending too much time. Sitting there, looking to lock up a cradle again. Green to his feet. See if he can get an escape. Yarbrough working to return him to the mat. Yarbrough's down on a single leg. Johnny Green has a whizzer in. You see him try and work his way out front. He got that escape point. Now it's all tied up. 3-3. 5 seconds left in the period.
So at the end of 2 periods, we are all tied up at 3 with Johnny Green from Aurora and Javon Yarbrough from Copley. And we are here in the Division II districts for wrestling, weight class 106, the first of the championship matches. Off to our left, it is Christian Osborne of St. Vincent St. Mary on top after 2 periods, 7-6 over Lacey Harvey from Louisville. Here in our championship match, Johnny Green from Aurora came in at 30-5 career record, a freshman for Aurora, and some tournaments this year, Trent. Perrysburg Invitational and Painesville Harvey Sectional, he took first there, and at the OAC Middle School State, he was second. So trying to kind of get that, and it looks like they did change the score there, took a point away from Yarbrough.
Yeah, I think they also thought that he held up 3 fingers to give him the 3 back points. He only held up 2, so that is where that 1 point went away. See, Yarbrough chose bottom position. He's going to try and get either an escape to get it all tied up at 3, or a reversal to be up by 1, 4-3. See, Green is working on top, has really good hip pressure. He's keeping Yarbrough down on the mat. They're going to go out of bounds, get a reset with 1:20 left in the third period.
Looks like a lot of discussion going on in the third and fourth off to our left. We continue here with Johnny Green on top of Javon Yarbrough of Copley. Green from Aurora going out of bounds again. Get another reset, 1:13 now, Trent, here in the third and final period. District championship on the line.
Yeah, you're going to see Yarbrough doing everything he can just to get that escape point, try and get this match into overtime. You saw there right off the whistle, he exploded up. Kind of stinks. They went out of bounds there for him, but you see he gets right back up to his feet off the whistle there. Green working to return to the mat. Yarbrough with the escape, so it's 3-3. Johnny Green in with another shot. Yarbrough with a front headlock. Green went for the single leg again. Yarbrough still holding the front headlock there. Stalemate. 46 seconds left in the third period. A takedown could win this match.
Close one, too. And Lacey Harvey coming in. He's a senior, Javon Yarbrough. He's a sophomore. Came in with a record 36-2, 70-12 overall. A couple firsts in tournaments this year, including at the sectional, and then 5th in the state tournament last year. So a lot of experience on the mat for Yarbrough.
Good little scramble by both of these guys, not wanting to give up that 2 points with the first place finish on the line here, the district tournament. Green goes for a throw. Yarbrough now goes for a throw. Green hooks that leg. He's got a limp arm out. Hopefully get that too. Stops the match. Potentially dangerous. Looks like Yarborough might be hurt. They're calling the trainers over. 3 seconds left to go in the period as well.
Yeah, so thoughts with Javon Yarborough right now, who is down the mat, kind of writhing in some pain. We try not to speculate on any injuries here on CVC TV, but we always hope for the best. And Trent, we always say here on CVC TV, we are so fortunate in the CVC and here in Ohio to have some of the best medical systems kind of offering their expertise and athletic trainers to the school. So these kids are always well taken care of.
Right.
But you just never want to see those kind of injuries.
Yeah, I know my senior year wrestling, I had a shoulder injury that unfortunately ended my senior season for wrestling, and had surgery, and I was able to get back. My doctor did a fantastic job, able to get back and play a little bit of my baseball season there. But as we said, all thoughts are with Yarborough down on the mat. Not just for his injury, but if he is injured, but hopefully it's nothing too serious where he can go and compete next week in that state tournament. See Yarborough up. Everyone's clapping in the gym. They're on their feet. Trainers called him back, just trying to make sure there's nothing seriously wrong in there in his shoulder.
Yeah, they're definitely taking an extra look at that arm, that left shoulder, and they allowed him to kind of walk away as Yarborough was going to get ready to continue competing. It looks like he might be able to, but they wanted to call him back because they saw him kind of rolling that arm, rolling that shoulder.
See.
So we go to the end of 3 periods, tied at 3. This is what you want to see. Johnny Green, Javon Yarborough. Green from Aurora, Yarborough from Copley. They go in to overtime session number 1, tied at 3.
Overtime, first period, takedown wins it. You see Yarborough's there. He got that takedown after that injury. 45 seconds left in that overtime period. Takedown wins it. Yarborough with the double leg finish. He will be your Division II district champion.
Javon Yarborough of Copley suffering that injury, but showing no ill effects of that in the overtime period. Gets the takedown he needed to take the win 5-3 in overtime. Javon Yarborough. Boy, what a performance to finish it off. And, I mean, Johnny Green being a freshman for Aurora, he's going to be back and gets to go to the state tournament too. So a lot to learn, gaining experience as he goes and doing it at the highest level. I think that's the most important thing. And Yarborough only a sophomore too, so 2 young guys that are going to be wrestling for a while and going to be, whether in the 106 or if they move up, they're going to be they are very skilled to the point of they're going to be a problem, and they're going to be people to watch for, not just next week or moving forward into state, but into following years as well.
Yeah, both those guys, young wrestlers, really showed a lot in that match. A lot of nice things to look out for next week as they advance to the state tournament.
So it's Javon Yarborough and Johnny Green, your top 2 place finishers. Did forget to mention in 106 before we move on to 113, Owen Nelson of CVC A won in the 5th place match over, looks like Parker Pecor, 15-3 in major decision. We move on to the 113 weight class. Right here in front of us, we have Joey Romano from Lake Catholic and Cody Kerbo from Aurora, another Aurora representative, so a strong program for Aurora. 135 to go, and looks like, is that Kerbo that's already up 4-0, 30 seconds into the first period?
Yeah, Kerbo had a quick takedown and then some quick back points early in the period. Now you see him on top, working to get another set of back points. You see him turk the leg. Romano does a good job of getting that Turk out, trying to build a base for himself. Kerbo bringing the wrist out, putting it on his back, trying to get called a hammer lock. Romano does a good job of getting out of that, gets to his feet, gets an escape point, 4-1. Kerbo up, another single leg. See him with the dump back, gets another 2, 6-1. Kerbo from Aurora on top. Kerbo with the tight waist collar claw. He gets a tight 2-on-1. Gets the 2-on-1 tilt there. He'll get some more back points as well. He releases the hold, gets 2 more back points. 8-1. Less than 15 to go in the first period. Another quick 2-on-1 tilt. He'll get a couple more before the period is over. Awarded him 3 back points there. 11-1. Kerbo from Aurora over Romano from Lake Catholic.
Strong first period for Cody Kerbo from Aurora. The senior comes in 117-14 in his career. In 2021, he was the 106-pound runner-up at the state tournament, so bumping up to 113 and just controlling this 113 matchup for the district championship. Now up 13-1, 15 seconds in to the second period.
Kerbo with another 2 back points there. 15-1. If you're up by 15 in wrestling, that is a tech fall. So if he doesn't get a pin here, the match will be over.
And
17-1.
That is the end. A complete domination from Cody Kerbo, but over Joseph Romano. But Romano will get a chance to go to state as well. He will be your district runner-up, but your district winner here in Division II, Cody Kerbo of Aurora. On the other mat, we are in period number 2 of the 3rd and 4th place off to our left. And they're going to keep this thing rolling, so we're going to try to keep things just going here with the championship matches. But just to update you, Colton Barker of Louisville is on top of Braden Halen from CVC A, 2-0 with 20 seconds left in their second period match. Barker coming in 72-4 in his career. He is a sophomore for Louisville. He was 4th at North Canton Hoover tournament, the Maumee Bay Classic. He took 5th, and at the Josh Hefner Invitational, he took 1st. In EOWL tournament, he also took 1st as well. For Braden Halen from CVCA, he is 69-38 in his career, a junior. Couple firsts at the Pac-7 and sectional tournament. So it is still 2-0 as they head to the 3rd. We await championship match number 3, 120-pound weight class. We are CVC TV, Kevin Arnold, alongside Trent Mast here this afternoon at Perry High School, Division II District Wrestling Championships. We've already had 2 of the weight classes go. We had Javon Yarborough of Copley winning in the 106, and we just saw Cody Kerbo winning 17-1 in a tech fall early in the second period over Joseph Romano. So Aurora getting a district championship and a district runner-up already to start. This is CVC TV presented by the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Their doctors, Keith Schneider, Don Lewis, Jill Weber, and Jacqueline Tomsick specialize in dental surgery, implants, corrective jaw and facial surgery, and trauma reconstruction. For all your oral surgery needs, visit the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery website at www.o8surgery.com. That is www.o8surgery.com. Thank you to them for all of their support of CVC TV, the Chagrin Valley Conference, and, of course, all of the student athletes out there, and able to kind of bring you a little bit wider-ranging athletics here today, Trent. There are 5 CVC representatives here in the districts, but being able to kind of see some other schools you don't typically get to see, that's always a treat, and getting a chance to kind of bring this broadcast to all their families is always a left. What have you kind of been impressed with already?
Just a lot of intensity right off the whistle. As you'll see, there's going to be more of that to them. It's like muscle memory.
Well, Colton Barker still leading in the from Louisville with 7 seconds left in period number 3. We're awaiting the finish of that to continue the championship matches. Here in the 113 weight class, do want to mention that Dominic Scioli of Perry, he did win in the 5th place match before the Parade of Champions and championship matches started in a major decision 9-1 over McCarthy. That is E.J. McCarthy of Hubbard High School. So he will be the state alternate here at the districts. We move on to weight class 120 as Ruben Lorenzana and Brendan McCrone battle. McCrone from Lake Catholic, Lorenzana from Firelands here in the championship match. Just underway, period number 1, weight class 120.
McCrone in with a quick single leg takedown on Lorenzana. So he has a single boot in there, so he's going to want to try and work to get cross body. We'll throw in a power half. See, Lorenzana was holding on to him to get a stalemate there, get the reset. Puts Lorenzana in a little bit better position as leg riders. It's really hard to get out of those. A lot of the times you see him work his way, catches that boot as McCrone tried to put it in. He's going to keep walking it, try and put it closer to his head just so he has a little bit better position for himself.
Now, Trent, for the people kind of watching at home that aren't as accustomed to the scoring in wrestling, when you have a reset like that, what position did you feel more comfortable with starting from?
For me, I was a really good wrestler in the neutral position, so on my feet, and I was comfortable on the bottom. I was comfortable I'd be able to get out from the bottom on almost everybody. On the top position, I was a good wrestler, but my strengths were really on my feet and on the bottom. But on the bottom, our coach always told us it's not a position to rest because you're the most vulnerable in that position. It's easier for them to score on you than it is for you to score on them. So I just like the challenge of trying to escape from everybody. See Lorenzana here doing everything he can to get out. McCrone scrambling really well with him on the top. Gonna get a caution here on McCrone. He just went before the whistle. They'll reset there. No points are awarded yet. Good start there on McCrone. Just timing that whistle perfectly, knowing exactly what he's going to do off the whistle. It's one thing you always got to keep in mind as a wrestler, is just always have the next move in mind.
So first 2 minutes, first period in the books. Brendan McCrone, the senior from Lake Catholic, 152-21 in his career, looking for another district championship, and took second last year at States, 6th in his couple years ago in his sophomore year. But he's on top 5-0 over Ruben Pina Lorenzana, the junior from Firelands, who is 133-29. 15 seconds in, McCrone adds his lead 6-0 here in the 120 championship match here at Division II districts here in Perry High School. Over to our color analyst and play-by-play man, Trent Mask, for the rest of the action here in period number 2.
Lorenzana in on a single leg there. McCrone just able to sprawl, get out of that, get a little bit of a reset as they're back in the middle of the mat on their feet. Lorenzana shoots a crossbody single. McCrone ready for that. McCrone working to get a slide by. Gets his 2 as he hooked that leg. See him work to get back behind him. Looking to cross face. Lorenzana Going to try and take that to his knee. Get a cross-face cradle. Lorenzana fighting for everything he has. McCrone throws in that boot again. See, McCrone's a really comfortable riding legs. See him figure for the leg right there. Just harder for Lorenzana to just build a base or escape from that position.
And getting that ride time too, Trent. I mean, like putting that body weight on your opponent. That's helping to wear them down too, to kind of get that next big point move that you can try to hit, right? Yeah,
it takes a lot out of you if you're in that bottom position, and the guy on top is just constantly having pressure on you because you're pushing back as much as you can. Start of the third period. Decided to go neutral. McCrone up 8-0, 1:55 left to go in period 3. McCrone really good at setting up his shot as he gets that single leg. No 2 is reported until just now. Lorenzana trying to catch that leg before McCrone can put a boot in. Gets an escape point, 10-1. McCrone on top from Lake Catholic. Another single leg shot from McCrone. Gets another 2 points. He's got a bundle. He's going to try and throw that boot in again. Lorenzana does a good job of flattening out so he can't get his leg underneath him. McCrone rolling wrist, putting one on his back. Doesn't go for it. Lorenzana has one leg. McCrone is working for that stalemate. Gets it. 12-1. 55 seconds left to go in the third period. McCrone chooses to go neutral with Lorenzana. Gives him a 1-point escape. Lorenzana in on a low outside single. Has it up in the air. Looking to trip McCrone. McCrone scrambling. Lorenzana gets that 2. 12-4. Lorenzana decides to do what McCrone had just done to him. Gives him that 1 escape point. Lorenzana's going to really work here to try and get another takedown. 30 seconds left to go in the third period. McCrone in on a single leg. Gets his 2. Going to work to catch that half. Get a reverse half in. Circle towards his head. He has 3 back points there. Still with control on top. He's got a cross-face cradle. Trying to roll him over. Doesn't come off for him. But McCrone will be the champion at 120 pounds. 18-4 over
Ruben Pino Lorenzana from Firelands. McCrone from Lake Catholic got the win there. On the other side, it was Zach Bellissimo from Perry, the senior, who took third place over Kyle Burt from Salem. That one was 12-1. It was a very similar kind of match where you saw Lorenzana and Burt kind of coming back there in that third period, but just too little, too late. So it will be in order. It'll be Brendan McCrone, Ruben Pino Lorenzana, Zach Bellissimo, and Kyle Burt in 120. And the 5th place finisher, the district runner-up, and not runner-up, but the district 5th place finisher. It'll be the kind of the alternate for this district for the state tournament. Like Mason was able to win that one. Malachi Mason from Alliance, the senior. So we move on to weight class 126. And looks like we're going to have our first CVC representative in a championship match on this one. Had a third place finisher for the CVC just moments ago. Looks like it is Terrence Allen of Orange High School, senior, 9-2, versus Bryce Skinner of St. Vincent, St. Mary. Minute 25 left in the first period. Still no score here in weight class 126, Trent.
Allen in on a single leg, looking to trip Skinner, get that 2 points. No points yet, though. They should award him 2 there. Allen with the 2-point takedown. He has 1 boot in. See him working to get that second boot in. You're going to see him arch. He gets that second boot in. Working a half here. I'm going to try and just get Skinner over. Doesn't quite come off. Trying to make sure he doesn't get too high. Skinner be able to do what he just did. Just called it out the back door when I was in school. Allen from Orange up 2-1 with 35 seconds left to go in period 1. See Skinner here was in a 3-point stance. Comes back out of that. See a lot of wrestling either in the middle of the mat or kind of towards the edges in a lot of these matches. Just knowing where you are is a really big thing when it comes to wrestling. You don't want to have a beautiful takedown and then end up being out of bounds because of it. So you'll see a lot of these guys will wrestle in the middle of the mat, and if they can tell they're kind of getting in a bad position, they'll work more towards the outside of the mat, trying to get out of bounds, get a quick reset in.
So at the end of period number 1, it is Terrence Allen of Orange on top of Bryce Skinner from St. Vincent St. Mary 2-1. They just announced the where the teams stand here at the district tournament, and sounds like Louisville is on top, Aurora in second, Perry, your CVC representative, in third place currently, with several more matches still left here in weight class 126 in the championship match, though. 15 seconds into period number 2, we are now tied at 2 between Terrence Allen and Bryce Skinner of Orange High School and St. Vincent St. Mary High School, respectively.
You saw Skinner chose to go in the bottom position there to start the period. Allen didn't want to have to try and ride him out. Would rather get some more points on his feet. Decides to go neutral with him. Gave him that 1 escape point. So now it's 2-2. Quick reset here as they went out of bounds. 1:23 left to go in period 2. Skinner in, trying to shed the one leg, step through. Allen doing a good job grabbing ankles there, staying alive, get a stalemate, get a reset. Smart scramble there by Allen to not give up that takedown.
Well, we have a second. Dylan Rhodes of Louisville in the third place match on top of Tyler Scher from Canfield, 7-1 going to period number 3 over there. So you see why Louisville is on top. They have representatives all over the place, whether in championship or third place matches right now in these final few matches of this Division II district tournament here at Perry High School, live on CVC TV. We are in front of the weight class 126 championship match, all tied up at 2 between Terrence Allen and Bryce Skinner.
See both of them just fighting for control. Gets another stalemate. They'll start up on their feet again. 22 seconds left in the second period. Allen down in a 3-point stance. Five seconds to go in the period. Skinner with the quick single leg shot. Allen able to avoid that. Going into the third period, Allen has his choice of what position, 2-2. Allen decides to go bottom, trying to get an escape or reversal, get up on top once more.
Skinner coming in at 60-10 on his career. Took third place in the North Canton Holiday Tournament. 126 final chance, and Skinner trying to get the early advantage here in period number 3, Trent.
Skinner threw in a boot there. Allen, when he was up in the air, he was trying to shake him down off of him. Go out of bounds. The reset here. Allen in the bottom position with 1:30 to go in the period. Another close match here in the championship round. Allen straight to his feet off the whistle. He's going to look to take that hand over his head. Skinner threw in the funny leg. They go out of bounds again. We called it the funny leg just because it's a little bit of an awkward move to hit, but if you hit it, you can get usually a 5-point move off of it. Allen gets up to his feet off the whistle again, gets the escape this time, up 3-2.
It's like Dylan Rhodes of Louisville is able to take third place off to our left. 15-4 over Tyler Scher. I want to thank CVC Information Director Steve Hare for getting these the wrestling questionnaires out to the students to kind of see what tournaments they've won, things like that. But it also has a spot, Trent, for phonetic spelling. You gotta love it when these young kids. For Tyler, he said it's said just like the singer Cher. Didn't put a phonetic spelling, just said just like the singer, even though it's spelled differently. So we appreciate that when we're making sure we represent these student athletes the best way we can right here on CVC TV, presented by the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Championship match for weight class 126. Terrence Allen of Orange from the CVC. Up 3-2. Some questions from the coaching staff. 39 seconds left. Officials talking with the scores table. But right now it says 3-2 with 41 seconds left. They put a couple extra seconds back on.
Yeah, they called a caution there off the whistle. Allen's foot wasn't on the red line. It's a caution. They just added the time back that they had taken off before they called the caution. See Allen in on another single leg. Skinner does a good job of working his leg free, forcing it down to the mat. No time to rest here for Allen as he's only up by 1. A takedown could change the whole direction of the match. 8 seconds left to go.
Allen clinging to a 3-2 lead.
Skinner in on a quick shot. He's going to look to finish it here quickly. 1 second left to go. No 2 is awarded.
And as the Orange coaches swing their arms for that clock to roll, it rolls to triple zeros. Terrence Allen is your district champion in weight class 126 out of Orange High School. Congrats to Terrence Allen, but also to all 4 participants in the championship and third place matches. So in order, it is Terrence Allen, Bryce Skinner, Dylan Rhodes, and Tyler Scher for weight class 126. And 5th place, the alternate in weight class 126 for waiting to see if he would get to go to state. That would be Adam Heckman of Howland. By forfeit, he won that 5th place match. We'll swing things over right away to weight class 132. And in this one, it is Brock Christian of Perry High School. And looks like Pablo Castro of Louisville. Castro 42-2 coming into the entire tournament. We'll get to some of those career records, but Trent, this one looks like it could be another close one out here with 132 as we get up in weight classes. Guys have been wrestling against each other for a while, probably.
Yeah, when I was in school, I would wrestle the same people all 4 years. We would just all grow the same way. You get to know somebody when you wrestle them all those times before. So that's why you'll see a lot of these matches close, or as you get up in tournaments, you kind of do a little bit of scouting, is what we call it. You just watch your opponents wrestle. See Castro in on a double leg here, gets the first takedown of the match, 2-0, 1:05 left to go in period 1. Castro working to get a half Nelson there. Christian working his knees up, trying to build a base for himself. Castro looking to throw boots in. We got a lot of leg riders in these first and second place matches.
And what is the advantage to being able to do something like that? You know, not a lot of takedowns we've seen so far today, but technically sound wrestling that we've seen today. What has kind of been the advantage you've seen with those leg wrestlers, those leg grapplers, kind of being able to get that ride time?
Yeah, a lot of it just comes down to being able to control your opponent. There's not much you can do as the man on bottom. If they have a leg in, you can't really escape unless you get that leg out first. So it just gives you more time to either get that tilt to get those back points or get that pinning combination in.
So end of period number 1. Looks like Pablo Castro of Louisville came in at 131-25 in his career, 45-2. He was the runner-up in this same weight class at the state tournament last year. On top, 2-0 on Brock Christian from Perry High School, 98-23 in his career, 31-5 this year. And he was in the 120 weight class last year, took 7th at the state tournament, so up in weight class, but still a strong wrestler and trying to get an advantage here early, period number 2.
See Christian there with a good return to the mat. Out of bounds. They'll get a reset here. Castro on bottom, Christian on top. Castro is winning 2-0, 1:50 left to go in period 2.
Castro in the semifinals had a big decision, major decision, 13-4. Brock Christian won 3-2 in his semifinal matchup. So Christian's kind of been here in a closer matchup. Castro used to kind of dominating his opponent, gets an extra point there. 1:30 left in period number 2. But Christian not going anywhere in this one. Is going to be a tougher matchup for Castro from Louisville.
Christian really out here setting up his shots, gets in on a single leg pretty deep there. He's going to want to try and work that out from in between his legs. Castro does a good job of getting that leg back to the mat, getting out of that situation. Castro with the snap down. Looks like he's going to try and lock up a front headlock. They go out of bounds. Get a little bit of a reset here. Back on their feet. 56 seconds left to go in period 2. Castro on top, 3-0. Christian looking for that ankle pick. Doesn't come off. Christian in on another single leg. Castro does a great job whizzing. Ends up getting 2 on his side of things. 5-0 period 2. 30 seconds left to go. In on a half Nelson. Looks like he's got a single leg in. Christian working to get that leg out of there while also trying not to get turned with this power half.
Five seconds to go, period number 2. Castro from Louisville on top, 5-0, and that is where we will head to period number 3. Quickly, before they start period number 3, over in the third place match, Zane Van Voors from Copley on top, 8-1 over Braden Dunlap from St. Vincent St. Mary, the freshman. So it's a senior versus a freshman. A lot of experience differential in that one. Over here, Castro, the senior, Christian, the junior. Is there any disadvantage for Christian coming from weight class 120 last year? He's had a strong year, being 31-5, but kind of bumping up in weight class, going up against a guy that's been in this weight class and knows these guys, knows what it takes at this weight class. Any advantage to disadvantage there, or does it just come down to your technical skill?
I wouldn't say there's an advantage or a disadvantage. Definitely in the beginning of the year, it takes a lot to get used to just the heavier weight. If that's something you're not too used to, especially if you're a smaller guy in the weight class that you end up going to. But Christian, he's pretty solid guy. As far as advantage, disadvantage, just being in the same weight class gives you a little bit more of an advantage. You're already used to that size. A lot of times, the higher the weight gets, the taller, the stronger the guys get. So that just takes a little bit of getting used to. But obviously, Christian's in here, district finals for first and second. Didn't seem to bother him any, bumping up those 2 weight classes.
And Christian's had a couple good shots at the leg. He just hasn't been able to convert and get the points, and that's why we see Castro still on top, 5-0. Score not really indicative of how this match has gone. Castro now with a little bit more ride time in those first 2 periods, kind of wearing down Christian a little bit. Hasn't been able to get that kind of momentum we saw in period 1 and 2.
Yeah, Christian's just been doing a lot of making sure he's not giving up those extra back points. He's not getting turned. Here, Castro has a half. He's going to try and trip, get him back down to the mat. Christian will get that 1 escape point. Neutral, 40 seconds left to go. Christian's going to look here to get a takedown straight to the back, try and get some of those points back. See a nice shot there again by Christian. Castro does a really nice job of making sure he's ready for everything that Christian throws at him.
And here, Castro just knows he's got to just get that time to tick away. Just block each attack or each kind of advance from Christian.
Yeah, he's just looking here not to give up any big moves. He can give up a takedown and get those 2 points, so it'll be 5-3. He just can't give up that 4 or 5 point move. Christian with another single leg up in the air.
But it does come to an end with Pablo Castro of Louisville High School, your 132 district champion. Runner-up Brock Christian from Perry. In 3rd place over on the other mat, Zane Van Voors from Copley, and Braden Dunlap of St. Vincent St. Mary. Looks like Kevin Williams, the sophomore from Firelands, took 5th place, so he will be your 132 alternate. We quickly head, and they move through these quickly, Trent. Coming on, Trent Mast alongside you here on CVC TV for Division II district action at Perry High School, weight class 138. And looks like we have Jack Spirit of West Geauga and Tristan Green of Keystone. Just underway, 20 seconds in. Jack Spirit, 113-38 in his career. He took 8th place at state in 2021 for the 126 weight class, so he is bumping up. And Tristan Green, sophomore, 34-3. He was first at Avon Lake, Kenston Independence, and Lake Catholic 8. So both guys trying to make their name known here at the district championship for weight class 138. Minute 10 to go, first period. No score here, Trent.
See, both these guys are trying to work and get that first takedown. Green in deep on a double leg. Sparent didn't want to hang on too long. You hang on too long there and go straight to your back. Did a good job of just giving up that 2, working his way to get that escape as he just got 2-1. Green on top. 35 seconds left to go in period 1. For that takedown, there's just a lot of back and forth. Both those guys kind of feeling each other out a little bit, seeing what they could do to get a little bit of an advantage. Green able to figure out a little bit quicker than Sparent. Green does have to be careful here as he already has a stalling warning on him in the first period. So Sparent just keeps going after him, kind of almost forcing him out of bounds there again. That's how Green ended up getting that first stalling warning.
So good start to period number 1. Tristan Green on top of Jack Sparent, 2-1. On the other side in the third place match. It is Dominic Hofert from Louisville on top 3-0 over Kyle Bizjack of Aurora. It was 3-0 over there. We start period number 2 with Tristan Green from Keystone on top of Jack Sparent, 2-1.
Green with an escape there, 3-1, 1:35 to go in period 2. Sparent's going to be looking here to try and get a takedown, tie it up going into the third period.
Reminder for our audience watching here on CVC TV, the championship match that you're seeing and the one off screen, the third place match, those are your 4 representatives from this district going on to state, just placing on the line here. And of course, 5th place finishers in each weight class will be your alternate. So kind of bragging rights on the line. All of these guys get to go to state, which is an honor in itself. But with 51 seconds left, Tristan Green leading 3-1 here in period number 2 over Jack Sparent from West Geauga. Green from Keystone. Kevin Arnold alongside Trent Mast and our CVC TV crew. And Trent, again, it kind of another match where Green getting out to that early start. Sparent the one playing catch-up, just like we saw in the last one with the 132 weight class. Just hasn't been able to get those points accumulated. Good advances, but getting a point there is Sparent to close the gap, 23 seconds left.
You saw the ref there, called stalling again. See, Sparent was trying to get a takedown, and to the ref, looked like Green was just kind of backing away, trying to keep his distance, not letting Sparent work in. Green wasn't engaging into the mat. He was standing off the mat. That's why they gave him that stalling. It was his second stalling warning, so Sparent gets the one. You'll see Green now is going to try and show that he's working. He's not just trying to coast through this match. Sparent in on another shot. Green able to sprawl back.
But period number 2 comes to an end. Sparent getting 1 point in each period. Green got 2 in the first, 1 there in the second, so he takes the lead into period number 3, 3-2. And looks like Dominic Horvat is on top for Kyle Bizjack of Aurora, but they have a stoppage cleaning up some blood on the mat, so we'll keep it here. And Sparent getting a point here in period number 3 to get things started. Now all things tied up, minute 45 left in period number 3.
See, both of these guys are going to try and get that takedown. You know, you don't want to have to go into overtime if you don't have to.
Looks like they'll come neutral here back to center, going out of bounds there. So 1:33, minute 30 left on the clock as it continues to roll. 3-3, Jack Sparent from West Geauga, Tristan Green from Keystone. Weight class 138 district championship on the line.
See, both these guys are working to try and get that inside control. Green in on a single leg. Sparent cross-facing, trying to get out of that. Does do just that. 1 minute left to go in the third period. It's all tied 3-3. Sparent with a quick snap down. Green ready for it. Make sure Sparent can't get behind him. Green with a shot. Not unable to get a takedown off of that one as well. Both of these wrestlers just fighting everything they have to not give up that takedown.
And quick feet too to kind of block those advances from the opponent too, on both sides.
Green with another shot. Sparent able to get his leg back again. Out of bounds. Back to the center of the circle. 21 seconds left in period 3. Both men shot at the same time. That's always a little scary when that happens. You don't want to hit each other's head.
Able to ticking down too.
Able to come off of there. They get stalling on Green again. Should be another point for Sparent. That's why coach called the ref over to the table, because that was his third stalling, unless he wasn't throwing up the stalling call. Seems like he wasn't. He was just calling a break. 3 seconds to go. This match looks like it is going to go into overtime. Another one of our championship matches going into overtime.
Second one of the day, right, Trent?
Yep.
So 1 minute goes on the clock. They get it started right away. 3-3. Jack Sparent from West Geauga, Tristan Green from Keystone. Going to overtime period number 1. District championship, district medal on the line. Individual accolades here on the line. Championship match. Weight class 138. 39 seconds left. Pretty even so far here, Trent.
Yeah. If there is no takedown by the end of this minute, both wrestlers will have the choice to go top or bottom. Sparent in on a deep double. Green able to sprawl out of that. Green in on a single leg. Sparent sprawling, getting himself clear. Green on another shot. Sparent looking for a knee ankle pick. One of the two. 11 seconds left to go. But as I was saying, if there's no takedown in the next 11 seconds, they'll both have a chance to be on top and bottom, try and ride the other person out. And Green, if nobody scores there and it's still tied, then Green, because he had the first point of the match, will have his choice whether he wants to go on bottom or on top for the fourth overtime period. And if he escapes that, he would win. And if he chooses to go on top and he holds him down, then he would win as well. As I said, they'll each have an opportunity to get an escape. It's 30-second period. Green gets the 2. It'll be 5-3. 15 seconds left to go. If Sparent can get an escape, it'll be 5-4. 7 seconds left. 1-0. Now Sparent has his choice. He's going to choose bottom position. He's going to look to get an escape or a reversal, and then try and ride Green out there.
So, like, as Jack Sparent takes a quick breather here with some blood on him or even on the mat, they're going to come out and check the mat. They'll put some time on the clock for him to get tended to. With Tristan Green of Keystone leading 5-4, heading to overtime period number 3. That first overtime period, Trent, people that don't know, was a minute trying to get that takedown to end it. But now once you get into overtime 2 and 3, both get an opportunity for that escape, correct?
Correct. And then those 2 periods, they're 30 seconds long. So then if it is tied at the end of this 30-second period, then it will go into a sudden death 30-second top and bottom situation. We have Sparent. He got that escape in on a double leg, looking to get 2, doesn't get it yet, says they go out of bounds. It will be neutral. 12 seconds left to go in this overtime period. Coach was wanting to talk to the referee there.
Here the energy rising in the gym here at Perry High School. 3 seconds left, tied at 5. Sparent going for the shot, and it comes to an end. So now we head to overtime period number 4. What should people at home be looking for here in this 4th overtime? A tightly contested match, the most competitive match we've seen all night long here. Weight class 138, district championship on the line. Jack Sparent, West Geauga, Tristan Green going on bottom from Keystone. What should we look for here?
So Green scored that first point of the match, so he got the choice whether he wanted to go on top or on bottom. He did choose down, so he'll have 30 seconds to escape. If he escapes, he will be the winner. And if Sparent is able to ride him out for the last 30 seconds, then Sparent will be the winner. So it's either escape, win, not escape, then whoever's on top will win. Unless if Green would have chose top, then he would have had to hold Sparent down for the 30 seconds, and Sparent would have had to escape.
Gotcha. So here for both guys, the biggest key, first for Tristan Green at Keystone, who is going to go on bottom and just needs to, what you said, escape in this 30 seconds to get this matchup. What's the advantage? What should his key be here coming out of this 30 seconds?
Right off the whistle, he's got to have to try and hit a move and get in that escape. He's going to just kind of try and keep working. Sparent just doing everything he can to hold on. 20 seconds left. Green gets up. Sparent's going to have to return him to the mat here and not give up any points. Green up again. Sparent returning to the mat. Green gets the escape. Green will be your champion at weight class 138.
Tristan Green of Keystone, 6-5 over Jack Sparent. No reason at all. I know it's cliche in sports to say to your athletes, but no reason at all for Jack Sparent to lower his head. Kind of almost got the takedown there, but Green was able to escape as he was kind of being pushed back down to the mat out of the grip of Jack Sparent. So that's how he got the one escape point to take that championship. They'll quickly move on to the next weight class of 144, but one heck of a championship bout between Jack Sparent and Tristan Green. Tristan Green, your 138 district champion out of Keystone. Jack Sparent out of West Geauga, your runner-up. Dominic Horvat of Louisville, third place. Kyle Bizjack of Aurora in fourth place. All of your state representatives from this district will quickly move on. Kevin Arnold, Trent Mast alongside you right here on CVC TV, presented by the Ohio Center for Oral Facial and Implant Surgery at Perry High School in Perry, Ohio. That is in the Lake County edition of Perry, Ohio. We are here for Division II District Wrestling. We move on to 144. It is Cade Cass of Cloverleaf against Calvin Rowan of Perry. The championship match, 1:38 to go, period number one. No score yet. But you feel the buzz starting to rise amongst the crowd here, a well-educated, amongst the wrestling community crowd here, and you saw that in that last matchup.
It's always fun to get a match like that we just had at 138 going into quadruple overtime. Almost right down to the buzzer. There was 6 seconds left to go. You know, everyone wants to keep that intensity up. And these wrestlers, they had to wait a little extra to have their chance to get out on the mat and wrestle. Cass in there on a double leg. Rowan able to whizzer, get out of that as they went out of bounds. They'll reset in the middle of the mat. 55 seconds left to go in period one.
Calvin Rowan from Perry coming in at 110-39 in his career, 26-4 on the season. He was first at the Perry Pin City Tournament, first at the CVC Championships, and first at the Lake Catholic Division II Sectional Tournament. He was considered the most valuable wrestler at the CVC Tournament just a few weeks ago. For Cade Cass of Cloverleaf, 128-27. Both of these guys seniors. He's 34-1 on the year. First at the Lorraine Titan Classic, Mike Lewis Classic, and MAC Conference Tournament, of course, in the West France sectional last week. 6 seconds left in period number one. No score yet. Both of these guys, championship latent experience. Might see something similar to what we saw last round, and period number one comes to an end with no score. Trent, I got to ask you, after a match like we saw with Jack Sparent and Tristan Green from Keystone getting the win, did you ever have a match like that before yours? And what did that, if you did, what kind of energy did that bring to you? You kind of mentioned it there in the first period. How much energy and kind of anxiousness, adrenaline started pumping through you for something like that?
Yeah, I've had a couple matches. Well, I had a couple matches throughout my career that something like that happened before my match. And, you know, when you're about to wrestle, you're over there, you're warming up. You see a lot of these wrestlers, they'll bounce, they'll pace. They're just kind of hyping themselves up. And the longer it gets, you're just like, because you know the match can be over at any time, so you're just on edge, watching, trying not to it. That match is over, you know it's your time to go. So even though it does bring a little bit of anxiety, because you're just like, oh, what's gonna happen? It's fun to follow up after one of those matches, because you want to have the crowd get into your match just as much as they did that match before you.
Minute left here in period number 2, so 3 minutes into this max of 6 minutes unless you need to go to overtime like we just saw. 0-0 between Calvin Rowan of Perry, Cade Cass of Cloverleaf. Cade Cass on top right now in that kind of green and black singlet, on top of Calvin Rowan in that white, black, and red trim singlet from Perry High School. 36 seconds, stop of the clock, 0-0. On the other side in the third place match, we have injury being attended to. It is a tied match in the third place.
Yeah, Rowan did a good job of getting up to his feet. And Cass just returned to the mat. See, both these wrestlers are now on a stalling warning. 16 seconds to go in period 2. This is going to be a down-to-the-wire match as well. Rowan up to his feet off the whistle again. Cass able to lift and return him back to the mat. 5 seconds left in the second period.
And period 2 ends the same way as period number 1. Both of these wrestlers, Calvin Rowan from Perry, Cade Cass of Cloverleaf, tied at 0. Third period could decide it or could see some overtime, but both of these wrestlers are going to look to try to end it right here in period number 3, aren't they?
Yeah, you'll see both of them working, try and get something. Rowan going to try and get those near fall points. Cass just trying to work to get an escape. He's up on his feet now. Rowan just decides to kick him, trying to go get that takedown. Cass up 1-0, 1:35 left to go in period 3. Rowan with the front headlock. Got to keep in mind where he is on the mat, as they are close to the out of bounds. Rowan trying to get that front headlock a little bit tighter, ends up pulling Cass right off the mat with him. They'll reset in the middle of the mat. 1:15 left to go in period 3. Cass is winning 1-0 over Rowan. Rowan's going to be looking to get a takedown here. Cass is just going to try and defend everything Rowan throws at him.
Under a minute to go. Cade Cass from Cloverleaf on top of Calvin Rowan from Perry. Rowan looking to get a takedown, but going out of bounds. They'll go back to the middle of the mat. Cass on top, 1-0. Two seniors looking for that district championship to close out their career at this level.
Cass shot a double leg. Rowan was working to try and snap, spin behind him. Cass did a good job of clearing his hips and making sure he cleared himself from that so they could reset in the middle of the mat. Rowan has an overhook and an underhook. Now he has looked like a double under. They break away. Rowan with another front headlock. 15 seconds left, 1-0. Cass on top of Rowan. Rowan's gonna push out of bounds, get that reset with 6 seconds. You see Rowan probably try and shoot a shot right off the whistle. Cass ready for it, able to defend it.
And looks like Cade Cass gets the win with just an escape. Cade Cass from Cloverleaf, your district champion. 1-0. A very close match in that one. Looks like it was Kyle Biller who was able to beat Prince Smith 5-3 in the third place. So Kyle Biller from Edgewood is in third place. They didn't even start the clock at those final 6 seconds, so these wrestlers are going at it. But Cass able to hold on. 1-0 over Calvin Rowan. So it is Cade Cass, Calvin Rowan, Kyle Biller, Prince Smith. That is your order of the top 4 in Division II district action at weight class 144. And your alternate for 144 for the state tournament will be Carter Mock out of Howland. We are halfway through our program here on CVC TV, presented by the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Kevin Arnold alongside Trent Mass and our CVC TV crew. We head to our 150 weight class, and it'll be Sam Partain of Chagrin Falls and Nick Willingham out of Aurora. Partain won 12-5 in his semifinal match. Willingham, major decision 3-0. So underway, 1:45 to go, period number 1. Trent, as we swing over, kind of getting into those bigger weight classes, what can you expect to see? Is there a difference as you get up in weight class in maybe the style of wrestling, the skill set that you're going to see on display as we get into the second half of our program here tonight?
Yeah, a little bit. Mostly, they all kind of do the same moves, but you just see a lot more of the lighter weights kind of stay out front, try and shoot in those doubles, singles. As you work your way into the higher weight classes, they like to do a lot of tying up, a lot down on the head, kind of bigger move, like duck unders, high crotches, stuff to get you nice in and close and kind of get your opponent off center a little bit. See in the match now with Partain and Willingham, they're both working, doing a lot of down on the head, trying to get their opponent to react to what they're doing. Partain really working to control Willingham's head. He does a lot of setups where he's going down on his opponent's head, trying to get his head movement up and down, because your body is going to follow wherever your head goes. So the more he pushes down his head, Willingham's going to try and get his head up to see what Partain's doing. It's like Partain was maybe a little too hard on his down on the heads. You see Willingham's head hurting there a little bit. Trainers are going to come out and look at him.
Yeah, you never want to give too much time to get the trainer out there, especially if it's something, any sort of indication or thought that it could be dealing with the head. It is tied 0-0. There's 5 seconds left here in the first period between Sam Partain of Chagrin Falls and Nick Willingham. We'll let the trainers tend to Willingham of Aurora. We'll kind of give you some of their records. It is for Nick Willingham of Aurora. He is 60-19 in his career. He was second at the Suburban League Championships, first at the sectional, 17-2 on the year here at 150. Sam Partain, 98-30 in his career. Both of these guys are seniors, so again, another matchup of 2 seniors looking to go out on top here at the district tournament, head into with the most momentum into the state tournament, of course, with both matches, the championship in third place, all 4 of the wrestlers that we see for the most part, unless due to an unfortunate injury where the 5th place alternate would take over, all 4 of these wrestlers and student athletes will be able to go on to state. But Sam Partain, the senior, 32-3 this year. First at the CVC, he was actually at 157 at the CVC, dropped down to 150 at the sectional. So he's going into postseason wrestling action at a higher weight class. So they put time on the clock for head and neck. They originally had injury time. They reset it back to the 5 minutes to check them for that head and neck. And you definitely want to take that seriously. Trent, on the other side, while we do have a few moments, and send our best over to Nick Willingham on the third place match. They're already in period number 3 because period number 1 is 1 minute. Then they go 2 minutes for period 2 and 3 in the third place. It looks like Thomas Simmons of Alliance High School, 91-32, 31-5 on the year, on top, 3-0 with 56 seconds left over Josh Biller, the sophomore. It's like the brother of from our last matchup from Edgewood. He is 21-6 this year, 26-11 is his career record. Of course, this is CVC TV, presented by the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. They're this year's sponsor of CVC, title sponsor of CVC TV. Their practice diagnoses and treats your facial pain and injuries, offer you a full range of dental implants along with bone grafting procedures. Look no further than our friends at the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery for all your oral and cosmetic surgery needs. That website again, www.oh8surgery.com, www.oh8surgery.com. Kevin Arnold here at Perry High School alongside Trent Mast. And Trent, I mean, just to kind of recap, we hit that halfway point. We've seen 7 championship matches already. And, I mean, kind of the highlight of that first half, Jack Sparent of West Geauga, Tristan Green of, looking back at my schools here.
Keystone, I
Keystone,
believe.
yes, Keystone. Apologies for that. But Tristan Green, Jack Sparent going, it said double overtime. They went through one minute overtime period, 30 seconds, and Green was just able to get that necessary escape to win by 1 point, 6-5 over Jack Sparent just a couple matches ago, and then 1-0 was our last one at 1:44. Cade Cass of Cloverleaf over Calvin Rowan of Perry. Here we head on to period number 2, all things tied at 0 with Sam Partain and Nick Willingham. Partain of Chagrin Falls, Willingham of Aurora High School. It's like Willingham able to get the first point. And good to see him back on the mat after getting attended to for having his head and neck area checked.
Yeah, Willingham really hit a Granby there off the whistle. Granby roll. Got that escape. Now you'll see them trying to get a takedown here as they wrestled that first 2-minute first period. No one was able to get a takedown there, so we'll see what happens for the rest of this period. Willingham really in there deep on a single leg. He's got his head in the middle. He's going to try and step up, clear himself, get the 2. Hear the coaches yelling 2. I thought it was 2 as well. Ref does not award the 2 points. They'll be back on their feet. You'll see that a lot in wrestling where it looks like it's 2. But as in any sport, the officials are the final say in whether those points are scored or not. That's why you see the coach raise his hand. He walks over to the head table just to get an explanation from the ref as why he wasn't given any points there. Sometimes those do get heated, but see the Aurora coach not too worried about it now as Willingham is up 1-0, 1:12 left to go in the second period. They'll be on their feet. Again, Partain from Chagrin Falls, Willingham from Aurora. 1 minute left to go in the second period.
It's like Tomas Simmons from Alliance was able to get the third place. And now you got 2 guys in the next third place match kind of just milling around, walking around, keeping themselves active, waiting for this one to end. Of course, we're only in period number 2. Willingham on top 1-0, 35 seconds left. Trent, I mean, if you were in that case where now you have to wait for that championship match then so you can start yours while your weight class's championship goes on. As looks like Partain able to take the 2-1 lead there. Gets the 2 points, 18 seconds left. Let's ride out this one. We'll kind of talk about that in between periods.
At 10 seconds left in the period, Partain gets the takedown. Now is leading 2-1. Just going to look to ride out Willington for the remainder of this period. See, they put up a stalling there at the end of the period in Willingham.
And for these guys in the next third place match for weight class 157 while we wait for this match between Sam Partain and Nick Willingham go, I mean, does it make you any more anxious than it was when you were watching all of the other double matches going on here in the championship round?
Yeah, a little bit, because you know your mat is ready. You're ready to go. You just got to wait for the other mat to finish up so you get your chance. So you'll see one of the wrestlers is kind of still pacing, getting himself ready. The other one doing a little bit. He was talking to his coach earlier, as I saw, and now he's just kind of watching what's going on. Sometimes just watching what's happening can get you in the mindset like you're about to be out there doing what they're doing, so you can kind of envision how your match is going to go.
Yeah, and wanting it to go maybe how Sam Partain from Chagrin Falls was going. It's 3-1 Partain over Nick Willingham of Aurora. Partain kind of in an awkward position there.
Still no 2 has been called. Partain doing a good job of holding that ankle. Looked like he was looking for a stalemate there. Now he's kind of got to fight a little bit more. Called potentially dangerous, I believe, just because of the way Willingham's arm was. 50 seconds left to go in this third period. Partain up 3-1. Willingham looking to get the single leg there. Partain doing a nice job of getting clear.
.30 seconds left. Partain trying to hold on to a 3-1 lead here in weight class 150 for a district championship for Chagrin Falls and himself. Again, kind of in that awkward position on his head. He's got his legs wrapped around Willingham. Willingham trying to get out. 15 seconds now, Trent. So they will stop and go to neutral position in the center.
Willingham gets in there deep on those doubles or singles, and you'll see Partain, he kind of jumps over him, grabs those ankles, trying to get that stalemate call like he just did, to where they'll get that reset there in the middle. Partain up 3-1. Looks like he'll get that 2 points there.
And he gets the final 2 points, adds to his championship win, 5-1. Getting the extra 2 points at the buzzer is Sam Partain, your district champion in weight class 150 out of Chagrin Falls. So it is Sam Partain, Nick Willingham from Aurora, Tomas Simmons of Alliance High School, and Josh Biller of Edgewood High School, your top 4 finishers in weight class 150. Your alternate is Will Vucetic of Chardon, the sophomore. He will be the alternate for this weight class. We will quickly turn things over. Weight class 157 on the mats. Of course, on the right here on CVC TV. Kevin Arl alongside Trent Mast at Perry High School, presented by the Ohio Center for Orofacial and Implant Surgery. 8 championship matches in. We have Brendan Sievers of Louisville High School. Mentioned that school a lot today, and they were leading last check of the points. And also looks like Ashton Smith of Aurora. So Aurora and Louisville, very strong wrestling programs as a school, with guys trying to get those individual championships here this afternoon.
Smith with an outside single shot there. Doesn't come off for him as Sievers is able to foot fire away from there. They go out of bounds. They'll get a reset with 1:30 left to go in period 1. Severs with the inside control. Smith trying to get Severs off his head there. Get back out in front. Now Smith with the inside control. Now they're in an ear-to-ear tie. Back out in front of each other. Smith with the underhook. Both these wrestlers really not giving up anything till Smith gets that deep single leg. Transfers to a double. Gets that double leg. Gets his 2 points. Almost had a half Nelson in there. Severs doing a good job turning into Smith so he won't get turned to his back. Smith with a tight 2-on-1. 15 seconds left to go in period 1. Severs looking to build a base, work up. Smith keeping all his pressure on Severs, not really letting him do much of anything down there on the bottom.
And period 1 comes to an end. Ashton Smith getting those crucial 2 points to get the first points of the match out of Aurora, coming in at 107-46, the senior. He was 28-7 on the year. A couple third-place finishes at Independence and Boardman. Second at the sectional. And then Brendan Severs out of Louisville, also a senior, 149-37 on his career, 38-8 on the year. A third place at North Canton Hoover, first at the Josh Hefner and EOWL tournaments. No state records listed for either one of these wrestlers, but 2-0 Smith from Aurora on top of Severs from Louisville. Looks like they're going out of bounds. 1:47 now on the clock. Period number 2. Smith will be on the bottom here on this restart.
Smith did a good job off the whistle of getting up to his feet. Severs was ready for it, returned him. Smith up to his feet again off the whistle, turns into Severs. Severs drops to that single leg as did not give up that one escape. He'll lift him there, return to the mat. Smith right back up. Severs looking to drop to that single leg again. Transfer off, double. Smith back up to his feet, turns right into him, gets his escape point. 3-0. Smith on top of Severs. 1:15 left to go in period 2.
And Trent, this is also a vital matchup for the top. Last check, Louisville on top as a team. This is a vital matchup in points where Aurora would want to get to try to get closer to Louisville, try to win a team championship, not just getting these individuals. You love when the kids get the individual championships, but getting enough points for a team as well. That's so vital going into a state tournament.
Smith with the 2 points there near the out of bounds, almost had a cradle. Severs able to get out of that, only gives up the 2 points. Then they go out of bounds, so they'll get the reset in the middle of the mat. Severs on bottom, Smith on top. 36 seconds left to go in period 2. Severs with the escape. Smith still on top, 5-1.
Out of bounds, 6 seconds. Clock stops. 5-1. Ashton Smith over Brendan Severs. Weight class 157 district championship on the line. As we come to the end, that's where we will transition over to the third and final period as we look across to our left in the third place match. Looks like Shane Michael out of Ravenna. 140 on his career, 25-2 on the season. We'll take the third place match 12-3 over Ryan Brubaker of Perry, who was 61-40, 24-13 on the year here in 157. So it'll be Shane Michael in third, Ryan Brubaker in fourth. But here It is championship match. Aurora's Ashton Smith, 5-2 now, as Brendan Sievers from Louisville got another point here in period number 3. Trent Mast alongside myself, Kevin Arnold. We're here with our CVC TV crew. 1:28 to go in period number 3, and 2 more for Ashton Smith. He's just getting those 2 points when he needs them in this title bout.
Smith been doing a good job all match, getting that single leg and getting a quick 2 from that. Did it right there, real close to the edge of the out of bounds. And caution there as Smith jumped a little bit before the whistle. Just anticipation, good anticipation there. Our coach always told us that he would rather have us jump the whistle and get a caution as we are ready for it, rather than not be ready and then have something that we weren't expecting happen.
I was just going to say, like, what was the message from the coach? Why would they want that? But that makes a lot of sense. You want to make sure that you guys are more overly prepared than underprepared, because when you're not prepared, when you're not ready to go, your opponent's gonna get you and hit those bigger points, aren't they?
Yeah, he would always just have us watch, because usually when the ref's about to blow his whistle, you'll see his cheeks puff up a little bit. So we'd watch for his cheeks to puff, and then we'd wait a couple seconds, and then we just jump. If we were a little bit ahead, we were a little bit ahead. It happens sometimes. Smith did get some near fall back points there. Now up 10-3 as he gave Sievers an escape point. Get back on their feet with 45 seconds to go in the third period. Sievers with the shot. Smith able to get that front headlock. Both up on their feet. Smith and Sievers going out of bounds once again. 32 seconds left in the third period. Sievers now with the front headlock, gonna look to put his head in the hole there, circle around, get that leg, get his 2 points. Smith able to get up, so no 2 was awarded because he didn't have anything on the mat. Sievers looking to get the 2 points, potentially dangerous there. See a lot of refs being a little more cautious when it comes to their shoulders and knees as they're wrestling, because those are really the 2 big things that get injured while wrestling's happening. Smith does come out on top at the end of period 3, 10-3.
So in weight class 157, Ashton Smith, your district champion out of Aurora. Runner-up, Brendan Sievers from Louisville, Shane Michael from Ravenna in third, and Ryan Brubaker of Perry, your 4th place finisher. Your alternate for 157. Looks like Devin Shaw Mason out of Petawawa Franciscan. First time seeing them. He got the pin, 2:06 into the match, so into the second period there, got the pin to win that 5th place match. Trent Mast, myself, Kevin Arnold, here with CVC TV. We'll switch gears to 165, presented by the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery, live at Perry High School for your Division II District Championship. And it is going to be Tyler Lillard from Aurora High School against Maxwell Kirby from Fairless. Just underway, 10 seconds in. No score on the other side in the 3rd place match. It'll be Stephen Duffy from Woodridge High School and Jaden Potok from Talmadge. So Trent here at 165. Kirby against Lillard. Lillard 124-15 on his career, 39-2 on the season. And a lot of firsts on his tournament list. Solon, Perrysburg, Boardman, Suburban League Conference first place for Lillard. For Kirby, a first at the Hoover and Grizzly Invitationals, 131-21 on his career, 34-3 on the season. 1 minute 22 left in this one. both seniors. We've seen a lot of senior matchups the last few matches on championship mat number 1 right down in front of us. And again, it's when you get to that senior year, you've been through these, you're experienced, you know how these go, whether you've gone through the different weight classes or not. Looks like 2 points will be awarded to Maxwell Kirby out of Fairless to get things rolling.
Kirby had a quick slide by there, and just right after he hit it, he returned Lillard to the mat. Gets that 2, almost had a couple near fall points. Lillard able to get to his stomach. Kirby looking to return Lillard to the mat. Lillard hits a Granby roll. Kirby able to hang on as they go out of bounds.
So 2-0. Max Kirby from Fairless on top of Tyler Lillard from Aurora. Lillard will be on the ground this time for the restart. 34 seconds left in period number 1. No score in the third place match. They are in period number 2. Minute 10 left in that period.
Lillard up to his feet. Kirby decides to let go, give Lillard that escape point. Kirby up 2-1. Kirby with the underhook. The Lillard has the head position there, as won't really give Kirby the head position there, because then he can end up getting thrown, and throws usually end up in 4 or 5 point moves. Lillard smart to get that head position, get the stalemate, get the reset. End of the first period. Kirby up 2-1.
And smart by both of those, by both wrestlers, kind of their restart with about 5 seconds left. They both saw the time. They kind of just stood up, saving a little energy. They know it's going to be close all the way through. Got to try to save as much energy as you can, especially here where Kirby's going to try to weigh on Lillard on this restart.
Kirby has a single boot in, kicks it out. Lillard on his feet now, working to get clear. Does again. Lillard with the escape point ties up the match 2-2. 1:36 left to go. Lillard with a quick 2. Now he leads 4-2. Kirby up to his feet. Now 3-4.
Points kind of coming quick and in a hurry here with 1:20 left. 4-3. Lillard now on top of Max Kirby, but that was kind of the quickest stretch of points we've seen doled out to 2 wrestlers on the mat we've seen kind of all afternoon, Trent.
Yeah, just a quick escape to a quick takedown, then to another quick escape.
Good show of sportsmanship there. Lillard thought maybe Kirby giving him an extra push there, just kind of got their feet tangled as they went to the restart. Minute left. Lillard 4, Kirby 3. Lillard from Aurora High School. Kirby representing Fairless. Looks like we had a pin on the other mat there, Trent. Stephen Duffy out of Woodridge getting the pin 3 minutes in over Jaden Potok from Talmadge. So Stephen Duffy will be third place. Neutral restart coming here. 45 seconds left, period number 2. 4-3 Lillard.
Lillard trying to hit that snap spin. Kirby waiting for it. Make sure he keeps his hips cleared. Kept that scramble alive. Ends up going out of bounds. Gets that reset with about 30 seconds left to go in second period. Lillard with the quick shot. Gets his takedown. 6-3 Lillard on top of Kirby. 20 seconds left to go in period 2.
If Lillard can kind of hold on here in period number 2, that's a crucial takedown to kind of double up that lead with those points going back and forth before there, Trent.
Yeah, Kirby almost had the escape there from Lillard. Lillard able to hang on, return him to the mat, returns him out of bounds. They get that reset again with about 7 seconds left, kind of like they did in the first period with that stalemate there at the end. See Kirby might try and hit something quick off the whistle, or they'll just hits that Granby roll right off the whistle. Gets that escape point 3 seconds left to go in the period. 6-4. Lillard still on top of Kirby.
Lillard looking at his coaches, kind of, how was he able to get out of that? He has no idea, but, Kirby has shown the ability to escape. And if people watching at home are wondering where the extra person kind of walking on that's just walking around the pull noodle, that's someone to kind of help the officials, especially as the action goes. If both of their backs are turned to the clock, kind of with the 15 seconds left, kind of indicate those 15 and 10 seconds left, and then kind of touch them on the back if they can't see that clock to let them know when the end is, to let the wrestlers know, because they're not really going to be looking at that clock. And it looks like they'll give a point now to Kirby right at the start, 5 seconds in. Lillard clinging to a 1-point lead, district championship 165 weight class.
If you saw before they started, saw Lillard show the ref with his hands kind of like he was catching a football. That's just an alternate start you can do on top. It's basically you're letting your opponent up, get that escape point, but just trying to chew a little bit of time off the clock, couple seconds. Lillard does get another takedown there. 8-5, Lillard on top of Kirby. Minute 25 to go in the third period. They will go out of bounds again, get another reset. Kirby will be on bottom, Lillard on top.
Crucial here, I think, for Kirby to get maybe a bigger point score here, like a double point score, because he's getting those ones with the escapes. But it's almost like in basketball where you don't want to trade those 3s and 2s if you're defending and trying to get back in a game. Here in this match, if you're trying to get back, you can't trade 1s for Lillard when he's getting those 2s.
Yeah, gets another escape. 8-6, Lillard on top with a minute left to go in the third period. Kirby's going to really look to get that takedown, try and tie up the match, or go for 5 point, a big move, try and get that takedown plus some back points right off the bat. 45 seconds left to go in the period. We've seen Lillard really be able to explode on his feet and get a quick takedown. We'll see deep double there, looking to hook the legs, gets the 2 points there. 30 seconds left to go. They're on the edge of the mat again. Period 3. Kirby turning away, making sure he's bellying down so he won't give up those near fall points. Hits a little switch there. They end up going out of bounds. No change. Lillard on top of Kirby, 10-6. 23 seconds left to go in the period.
10-6. Tyler Lillard from Aurora on top of Max Kirby from Fairless.
Lillard with the alternate start again. Kirby up to his feet, 7-10. Lillard with another takedown, gets his 2. Lillard up 12-7. Kirby with another escape, 12-8. Lillard another quick takedown, 14-8.
And Lillard runs over to his cheering section. He knows he has sealed up the district championship, 14-8. A very competitive match. It was just the difference there, Trent, was Lillard getting 2s, Kirby getting the escape but only getting 1 point. And that's how Lillard jumping over the caution tape, running out of the gym, allowing the next matches to go. But he is your district champion at 165. Runner-up Maxwell Kirby from Fairless. Stephen Duffy out of Woodridge, your third place finisher. Jaden Potok from Talmadge, the junior, in fourth place. The alternate is Ethan Hicks, the senior, out of Perry. We'll flip on over in our programs to weight class 175. And it is going to be Noah Peterson out of Louisville High School, another Louisville representative. That strong program they have against Reed Bedow of Norton. 2 seniors again, kind of been a common theme in the last 5 or 6 matches here, Trent. Seniors with that experience getting to the final bout.
Yeah, Peterson in on a single leg there. They end up going out of bounds. Yeah, I'll see a lot of experience. The higher weight classes you get, Usually, the older you get, the bigger you get. So the higher weight classes you get, usually the more juniors, seniors you'll start seeing there. Now we have Badow in on a double leg. They go out of bounds. A little bit of back and forth here early in the first period. Minute 11 left to go in period 1. Still scoreless. Peterson needs to be careful there where he puts his hands. One little slip of his hand could end up in a eye poke, and that's 1 point. Never want to see that happen.
As I look up on the scoreboard to our right here, Trent, looks like team scores coming in, staying up to date. As of now, in first place it is Louisville, 188.5, and they have a representative here in this championship match in 175 weight class. Aurora closely behind, second, 181. Perry in third, but only with 120 points. Your other top five, St. Vincent St. Mary, 108, and Canfield, 84.
Peterson with the duck under and the 2 points there late in the first period. 2-0 Peterson over Badow.
So Noah Peterson, the senior out of Louisville High School, 98-45 in his career this season, 24-9. He took sixth place at the Maumee Bay Classic and third at EOWL. For Reed Badow, Beto, it is 90. He is 95-39, 37-3 this season. He has 3 firsts this year for tournaments at Wayne, the 190 Metro Athletic Conference, and at the sectional tournament. 2 seconds at the J.C. Gorman and Green Invitational. He was 5th at the Perry District last year. Peterson now up 3-0, 1:33 left, period number 2. We'll get you the third place match here in just a little bit, but Trent, action here, Peterson and Beto. Closely contested, but Peterson getting the advantage.
Yeah, Beto almost had a takedown there close to the edge of the mat. Little bit of a scramble there. One shot to another shot. Like I said earlier, we'll see a lot of fluidity throughout all these wrestlers. Like they're not even thinking about what's coming next. It's just happening.
And the coaching staff's kind of right there on either corner of the mat on the left-hand side of your screen. What kind of instructions are they? You've gone through technique and stuff in practice, and especially as seniors, you kind of know what you're supposed to do. What were your coaches yelling out to you? What do you think these coaches are kind of telling both based on the circumstances we're under? Peterson 3-0, 42 seconds left here in period number 2.
Yeah, most of the time coaches, they have a little bit better view than you do of what's going on, especially when you're in there tight as they are now, kind of tied up. They're telling you just like what to do, hand placement, or just a move that they see that's open. You'll hear them yelling. Or as they're close to out of bounds, you hear them, they're close to a point, circle in, circle in, circle in. So they're just like eagle eyes basically, and they're trying to help you. They want you to win just as much as you want to win. So a lot of times the two coaches will be leaning over to each other, kind of talking amongst themselves of what they see so that they can help their wrestler in between the periods.
So period number 3 underway, 3-0. Noah Peterson over Reed Beto from Norton High School. 175 weight class. Over in the third place match, looks like Ryan Price from St. Vincent St. Mary on top in period number 3. That just underway as well. That one, actually, they start with period number 1 only having 1 minute, yet they're a little bit behind this one over here. Beto getting a point and escape here, but Ryan Price 6-3 over Bryce Wheatley out of NDCL, that is Notre Dame Cathedral Latin.
Yeah, they had a little bit of a stoppage over on the 3rd and 4th place mat, as they did have a small little injury that they were checking up on. As we see, both the wrestlers are doing okay, and they're wrestling now. On our championship match, Peterson on top of Beto, my bad. 3-1, minute left.
We only have phonetic spelling from the kids filling out their forms as well. So I'm not sure how much. I know when I was in high school, there wasn't much phonetic spelling given to us. So I'm not credit to the athletes for even putting that down for us. And for Reed, he put down in parentheses Meadow. So it's kind of like Meadow. So, but instead of MED, it's BED with the bed and then the O sound at the end there. So Reed Beto trying to get back in this one. He's got 23 seconds, down 2, 3-1. Takedown would get it tied up, but Peterson has been good to just kind of keep his distance, keep Beto kind of at arm's length. And out of bounds, but Beto was looking for that takedown right there. They didn't call anything. Takedown looked like it was out of bounds. Referee kind of delayed to call that.
Beto almost in there again. Green with the stalling call, gives up the 1 point. 3-2 will be the final. Peterson coming out on top.
So Noah Peterson, your 175 weight class champion from Louisville High School. Reed Beto, your runner-up. 3-2 final. Beto just not able to get that 2-point takedown that he wanted when he needed it. But again, two wrestlers that looked like well scouted between both. A lot of wrestling at arm's length. Beto just, again, couldn't get that takedown. Probably may even see each other again, but both will head on to state. We await the end of the 3rd place match, as we do have an injury timeout over there. So our best over to the athletes on mat number 2, the 3rd place match. It looks like it is Bryce Wheatley from NDCL. Cool singlet with the American flag on top, but being attended to, they have the blood time clock, the 5-minute clock on the board there. Wheatley trailing Ryan Price in the 3rd period, 7-6. So a good one going on over there as well. This is CVC TV for those tuning in from schools maybe outside of the CVC. Typically we just have games or matches strictly amongst the CVC, but kind of getting a little bit more here in 2021, 2022 as things open up from COVID times. We do live streams for high school athletic events right here on CVC TV, ChagrinValleyConference.com. If you are interested in sponsoring CVC TV, just like you see our sponsor in the upper right-hand corner, the Ohio Center for Oral Facial and Implant Surgery, head on, stay right there after we are done here at the Division II District Championships at Perry High School and get more information on how you can get involved. Or if you're not watching right there, you can head on over to ChagrinValleyConference.com to get all that information. And, of course, our title sponsor, presenting sponsor, CVC TV. Said them many times. We'll say them many times more before we get out of here tonight. That is the Ohio Center for Oral Facial and Implant Surgery with their doctors, Keith Schneider, Jill Weber, Jacqueline Tomsick, your very own CVC Commissioner, Don Lewis. Their specialties include dental surgery, implants, corrective jaw and facial surgery, along with trauma reconstruction. For all of your oral surgery needs, visit the Ohio Center for Oral Facial and Implant Surgery website at www.ohsurgery.com. That is ohsurgery.com. Thank you for your support of the Chagrin Valley Conference and CVC TV. Now, it looks like due to the injury, maybe the action that caused the injury, as the officials got together, Bryce Wheatley, I'll wait for the PA announcer to. So Bryce Wheatley was deemed the winner. The scoreboard still says 7-6 Ryan Price, but again, in that kind of case, what are the officials seeing? Where is that determination coming from where Wheatley could have won that one? I know we didn't really get to see it But from kind of your experience there, Trent, where did that kind of come from?
Usually, if like an illegal slam happens and the person who got slammed is unable to continue wrestling, then that wrestler will win the match due to being unable to continue.
Okay, so in weight class 175, I know we're getting underway in the next one. That is weight class 190. We'll get there in just 1 second, but your final standings from weight class 175. Noah Peterson from Louisville High School is the champion. Reed Beddow from Norton, the runner-up. Bryce Wheatley from NDCL takes third place. Ryan Price from St. Vincent St. Mary takes fourth. And Caden Cahoot of Canfield was the fifth place alternate. Over to 190. It is Blake Schaefer from Louisville High School. We're going to say that. I feel like we're going to say that high school all night long here. Trent and Dylan Fishback from Aurora High School. So those two programs doing battle. Louisville on top, 192.5 in the team standings. Aurora 185. Aurora will want to try to win this matchup between Schaefer and Fishback. 2-0 to, looks like, is that Fishback on the scoreboard on the right on the green? Hard to see it kind of from our vantage point the way they have it situated over there, but Fishback early 2 points, 1:15 to go, period one. Fishback from Aurora gets the early advantage.
Fishback had a quick snatch double there. Almost catches Schaefer there as Schaefer tried to roll through. Fishback with the tight waist. Right now working to break Schaefer down. Schaefer goes for the Granby roll again. Fishback able to get a 2-on-1 from that, trying to get some back points.
And they'll reset him in the center of the mat after delay. 32 seconds, Fishback from Aurora on top.
Here some of the fans wanted Fishback to get those 2 back points, and others were happy he didn't get those two back points. Fishback riding a spiral ride with a half. Almost gets reversed by Schaefer. End up going out of bounds there. Schaefer still in the down position with Fishback on top. Fishback winning 2-0. 23 seconds left to go in period one. Schaefer up on his feet. Fishback looking to return. Can't lift, drops down to a single leg. End up going out of bounds again. They'll reset back to the middle of the mat with 12 seconds left to go.
Seconds. Fishback on top, looking to try to stay on top of Blake Schaefer from Louisville to close out period number one. 3 seconds left. Rolls over, and time called to end period number one. Dylan Fishback with the early lead. 2-0 over Blake Schaefer. On the other mat, they're already heading to period number 3 with Dylan Smith out of Poland Seminary leading 8-2 over Lakota Hagenbaugh from Cloverleaf. So they go to period number 3. Dylan Smith in control, trying to get that third place finish. Again, those just joining us, Kevin Arnold alongside Trent Mast here at Division II District Championships at Perry High School in Perry, Ohio. We are on the 190 weight class. 2 more bouts still left to go after this one. And out of bounds, it looks like. They will come back to the center. The Louisville team, those that have kind of finished up for tonight, telling the referees good call. Aurora fans not liking that.
I agree with that call. Fishback, when they went out of bounds, Fishback's legs came up off the mat, showing no control there. Doesn't get him the 2. Gets in quick on the legs. He's going to look to get those 2 points. probably end up being a stalemate here. Ref does call stalemate. 1:29 left to go in period 2. Fishback on top, 2-1. Fishback has a really quick double leg shot. We'll see if he'll use that here again.
Of course, Fishback in the green and white Aurora singlet, and Blake Schaefer from Louisville in the white with the kind of dark and light blue trim around there. 2-1. Schaefer able to get 1 point here in period number 2. Minute 7 here, Trent. Fishback on top, 2-1. Fishback looking for another takedown. One minute exactly, period 2, halfway through the typical max of 6 minutes unless we need to go to overtime. 2-1 Fishback from Aurora on top of Schaefer from Louisville.
Fishback had a quick duck under there, transfers to single leg, then to a double leg. Knew he was close to out of bounds, so he gets that double leg and keeps his toes in bounds as he gets that takedown. 4-1, Fishback on top of Schaefer. 48 seconds left in the second period.
Looks like 14-2 is the final in the third place match. 14-2, Dylan Smith from Poland on top of Lakota Hagenbaugh from Cloverleaf. Action picking up here in period 2 for the championship match, weight class 190. Dylan Fishback gets 2 more points there, 6-1. 32 seconds left, period number 2. Fishback a little slow getting up for this restart.
Fishback got those 2 near fall points. They ended up stopping it, calling it, stopping the match just because his knee was at an awkward angle. Stopping the match just to make sure no one gets hurt. There, they get to reset. 20 seconds left to go. Schaefer stood up. Fishback drops to a single, goes double, goes out of bounds. Schaefer still in the down position. Fishback on top, 6-1. 20 seconds left to go in period 2. Schaefer up quickly again. Fishback tight 2-on-1, looking to get some back points here towards the end of the period. Gets those 3 back points, now is up 9-1 going into the third period.
A crucial match for team standings along with individual glory on the line going to period number 3. Dylan Fishback from Aurora, 9. Blake Schaefer from Louisville, 1. 2 minutes. Schaefer's going to have to hit some big points and big points quick here, Trent.
You'll see Schaefer trying to get those big moves. 4 or 5 point move here on his feet. And then go back and try and get a couple more back points here to end up tying it up. Fishback not settled with the amount of points he has. Goes in, gets a double leg, gets the 2, 11-1, getting back points here with the tilt. He'll have to break his grip there to get those points. Gets 3 near fall points, 14-1, Fishback over Schaefer. Calls
it's like
injury time.
Injury time for Blake Schaefer, trailing 14-1. Dylan Fishback came in to period number 3 already up 9-1. Some big points right at the end and continued right at the start of period number 3, jumping out to a 14-1 lead. What looked like a pretty close matchup. Fishback has just taken control and gotten those takedowns in the back time when he's needed it here in this match.
Yeah, as I said there in that second period, that he had that quick double leg where he can score quickly off of. We saw that there as he just shot that double leg. End up getting the double leg and the back points there. Got a quick 5 points.
In respect to Schaefer continuing here, able to continue coming out of that injury timeout. So a minute 10 now, and Fishback on top, 14-1, and he stays on top here, riding the back of Schaefer. Minute to go. on this restart.
Hear a lot of the Aurora fans yelling stalling. They want to get Schaefer on a stalling warning. Fishback really taking control here. The end of the third period. Not letting up. Still working, still trying to score more points. Got a 2-on-1. Schaefer able to get out of that. Looks like he's working to get that 2-on-1 again. 14-1, 15 seconds left to go in the third period.
Five seconds left. Fishback will see this one out, and he will be your 190 weight class district champion here in Division II. So Dylan Fishback 1. Blake Schaefer will be your runner-up. Dylan Smith from Poland Seminary 3rd. Lakota Hagenbaugh from Cloverleaf 4th. And your alternate, Robert Atha from Field High School. This is CVC TV here at Perry High School in Perry, Ohio for the Division II District Championships. We have 2 championship matches left to bring you here tonight, moving quickly through the program. We'll move on to weight class 215. Kevin Arnold alongside Trent Mast here with our CVC TV crew, our production director Peter Tillip, and on camera here tonight, Jacob Tillip. And 2 left. It's already been an exciting night. We got the 215 weight class, and then of course the 285 or heavyweights as it's better known still left on deck. But in 215 it is going to be Kyle Snyder from CVCA, and it's like Bryson Getz of St. Vincent St. Mary High School. 2 juniors. We've seen a lot of senior matchups, kind of switching gears. 2 juniors locking up here in this championship. 144 left in period number 1. No score yet. As both kind of try to find the advantage, we'll get you information on the 3rd place match here in just a little bit.
See a quick stalemate here. Minute 30 left to go in period 1. Snyder from CVCA is in the blue singlet, and Getz from St. Vincent St. Mary in the black with green trim. Snyder with a quick shot. Getz able to foot fire and get away from that takedown attempt. Snyder in on a single leg. Lifts to a double. Goes straight to a half. Gets the quick pin after that takedown. Minute 3 seconds into period 1. Calling for the trainer is the St. Vincent St. Mary's coach. As Snyder gets up in the air, took him straight to his back. Looks like he's holding his rib cage.
And the trainer's quickly out. Looks like from the University Hospital system here at Perry High School. So Getz will be attended to, but Kyle Snyder from CVCA gets his hand raised, as he was good sportsmanship there to kind of wait to get his hand raised. He was more concerned about the injury to his opponent, Bryson Getz from St. Vincent St. Mary. So it is Kyle Snyder from CVCA, your champion in 215. Quick bouts there at 215. Looks like we had a pin on the other side as well, but minute 3 in, Kyle Snyder with the pin of Bryson Getz from St. Vincent St. Mary. And did not see who came out on top. Didn't even get a chance to look at the scoreboard over on the other side, but Jimmy Scher and Stephen Mara were the representatives. Scher out of Canfield, Mara out of West Branch High School. So all 4 of those, and hopefully Bryson Getz will be okay during the week to move on to the state tournament. We'll give him a moment here while Getz is still being attended to right down in front of us. The runner-up from 215. Looking at the brackets, it looks like Aiden Mosden of Alliance, the sophomore, got the 5th place alternate there. This is CVC TV. One more time to remind you, we are presented by the Ohio Center for Oral Facial and Implant Surgery, this year's title sponsor for CVC TV. Their practice will diagnose and treat your facial pain, injuries, offer you a full range of dental implants, as well as bone grafting procedures. Look no further than the Ohio Center for Oral Facial and Implant Surgery for all your oral and cosmetic surgery needs. Visit their website at www.ohsurgery.com. That is ohsurgery.com. We thank them for all their support of the CVC, CVC TV, and these student athletes. A good show of support from all in attendance here at Perry High School in Perry, Ohio, for Bryson Getz, the runner-up in weight class 215 of the district championships. Kind of walking off gingerly, but a good show of support for Bryson Getz. We move on to the heavyweights quickly. And it is myself, Kevin Arnold, alongside Trent Mast, here with our CVC production crew. And in weight class 285, it's like Alistair Larson of Woodridge High School and Gage Gibson of Howland. So Larson and Gibson doing battle. Alex McDonald and Cameron Brazick on the other mat in 3rd place action. 1:15 left here in period number 1 between Larson and Gibson. And this is the final championship match of the night. Heavyweights doing battle. No score on either mat. The 3rd place one comes to a close in period number 1. No score. 59 seconds left here between Gibson and Larson. Trent, early on, what are you expecting to see from both of these guys?
They'll probably do a lot of pushing and pulling, trying to feel each other out a little bit, get to know what the other wrestler's going to do on their feet, and you'll see them go a little bit more at it here in the last 30 seconds. Trying to get that takedown, first point. A lot of heavyweight matches come down to what happens in the top and bottom position during the 2nd and 3rd periods if they choose to go top and bottom.
Looks like Nick Bowser was the 5th place alternate for this division. Once we finish up, we'll try to run through as many of the champions as we can. A lot of matches we'll get that for you, but here, period 1 comes to a close. Alistair Larson from Woodridge High School and Gage Gibson of Howland tied at no score. Heading to period number 2, looks like Larson will be on the bottom for this restart. Larson from Woodridge, 124-34 in his career, a senior, 40-1 this season, 2nd at the Hudson Holiday Tournament. 1st in the Metro Athletic Conference Tournament and Spartan Invitational. 2020 to 2021 state tournament, he took 6th. For Gibson, 58-16 in his career, 24-3 on the year. 2 firsts on his tournament record, Hudson Holiday and Howland Invitational. So looks like Hudson Holiday, these two met up, and Gage Gibson got the result there. So the two guys, as we said earlier, Trent, you're going to see opponents multiple times throughout the year. But here, there was a tournament earlier. It's kind of where, for now, where it matters most, the district postseason tournament. You already know you're moving on to state. You want to be on the top of that podium down to our right.
Yeah, and Larson gets the escape point in period 2. 1:20 left to go. Larson on top, 1-0 over Gibson.
Cameron Brazick right now in the 3rd place match out of Louisville got an escape point as well. 1-0, 30 seconds left in period number 2 for them over Alex McDonald from Chardon. Here, Larson and Gibson from Woodridge and Howland High School. 1-0 Larson over Gibson.
Larson with the single leg shot. Gibson trying to grab ankles. Looks like Larson's hooking the legs. No points have been awarded yet. Larson needs to pop his head out there, and they should give him that too, right there. Gibson needs to try and belly down, turning away towards him, bellies down. Gets 2 takedown and 2 near fall. Larson now on top, 5-0. 10 seconds left in the second period.
So after no score in the first, Larson takes control, gets 5 here in period number 2. 2 minutes away from the district championship. Alistair Larson from Woodridge High School over Gage Gibson from Howland. Cameron Brazick still with that 1-0 lead over Alex McDonald on mat number 2 for third place.
Gibson gets choice in the third period, chooses to go neutral against Larson. Larson with the overhook with head position. See Gibson trying to work into getting inside control. Looking for that slide by, doesn't get it. Larson's in a good position here. Up 5, minute 15 left. Gets a stalling warning here though. Gibson working to try and get some points on the board, get a takedown, get some back points. Larson with a double under. See him. Gibson with the throw. Does not get it. Larson with the 2 and the quick pin off that takedown. Larson.
Alistair Larson from Woodridge bellows out in as an exclamation point, getting the pin. 5 minutes and 15 seconds into the match. It was 7-0, but he gets the pin, and he is pumped up, getting the pin on Gage Gibson. So kind of getting some revenge from that Hudson tournament early on. And we got a tie score in the third place match between Cameron Brazick and Alex McDonald. We'll turn our camera over there for overtime to get that third place finish. So strong and exciting finish here in the heavyweights. They move the podium onto the mat. We turn over to the left. McDonald, Brazick tied at 1 in overtime.
McDonald in on a single leg. Brazick gets the 2.
So Cameron Brazick, who led 1-0 most of the way. McDonald got back into it to force overtime. But Brazick gets the win, gets the takedown, gets the vital 2 points. Just 11 seconds into overtime. And that is how this one comes to an end, as we will have the individuals and teams on the podium, which we cannot see for where they have placed it and where they have placed us with our cameras. So we will just do a quick wrap up here. Kevin Arnold alongside Trent Mast, kind of organizing the weight classes here to try to run through at least some of the champions that we had this evening. But just before we do that, just your impressions from this Division II district wrestling championships. A lot of good action. Some skewed score lines out there, but for the most part, you saw why the 2 wrestlers were on the champion match.
Right, yeah. Every match we saw, every wrestler was just knew what they were doing, knew what they wanted to do. They back and forth with their opponent. A lot of fluid wrestling. Great techniques, both offensively and defensively. as their opponents were shooting on them. They were able to escape, get away from them. Just a lot of really good matches. Exciting to watch those and to watch them get to go down and wrestle in that state tournament next weekend.
Yeah, it looks like Louisville just squeaking out the team win here this afternoon. 192.5 over Aurora 190. So very close in the team race between Louisville and Aurora, two strong teams heading down to the state tournament. As we go back to the start of this one tonight with the 106 weight class, Javon Yarborough of Copley getting the win in that one. Moving on to 113. If I have this correct, and I know you kind of have some of the updated ones as well. As they have been sending those, I believe it was Cody Kerbo of Aurora from the 113 weight class. Trent, who else are you seeing there as champions of these weight class?
120, McCrone.
Brendan McCrone of Lake Catholic got the win there. Senior moving his record to 33-3 on the year. One heck of a record there. A lot of wins to his total this season. Terrence Allen of Orange High School in the 126 weight class.
And then in the 132 weight class, we had Pablo Castro with the win in that weight class.
46 wins for him now on the season out of Louisville. Of course, strong program. You're going to expect a lot of wins from their individuals and from the team. I believe it was Tristan Green in 138 as well. That was that double overtime. We went into, so those are not accustomed to wrestling with the overtime matches. Just saw one there in the heavyweights in the third place. You get a minute, you try to get that takedown, try to get those 2 points to end it. If you go past that minute, nobody scores. Then you go into kind of 3 30-second overtime periods. The one that scored first gets to choose whether they're up or down in the restart, and they get a chance to be in that position 2 out of the 3 times. Tristan Green was down on the mat in double overtime that final 30-second over Jack Sparent from West Geauga. So Green was able to escape, even though Sparent kind of took him down. He took him down and kind of released him from the grip. So did Sparent from West Geauga. So Green from Keystone got the win there.
And in the 144 weight class, we had Katie Cass coming up with the 1-0 victory there. Another close match right after that overtime match in the 138 weight class.
150, Sam Partain of Chagrin Falls right here from the CVC. Of course, Aurora used to be in the CVC. They are now in the Suburban League, so only a few CVC representatives, but representing well like Sam Partain did in the 150 weight class.
And then in the 157 weight class, we had Ashton Smith from Aurora coming up with the 10-3 victory in that final.
And then Tyler Lillard backed up that, got another win for Aurora in the 165 weight class. Puts 40 wins on the board so far heading into state. So that's where Aurora started to turn the tide with the team race between them and Louisville. Louisville was out by about 8 to 10 points most of the way. Aurora started to creep back, and that back-to-back championships with 150 and 165 really helped.
And in the 175 weight class, we had Noah Peterson with the win in that one.
And over in 190, that's where Louisville and Aurora kind of traded championships. Dylan Fishback got the win in that one for Aurora, 190. Then we ended with a couple pins at 215 and the heavyweight. So Kyle Slater from CVCA in the 215 weight class got a pretty quick pin in that one, allowed us to move on to the final match of the night. Alistair Larson got as we said, kind of the revenge pin over his opponent Gage Gibson, as looked like they had matched up at the Hudson Holiday Tournament, where Gibson took first, Larson got second. Here at Districts, the gold medal will go to Alistair Larson from Woodridge, and they are putting medals on the athletes as we speak. But again, the way that they have been situated, we can't see that going on. So Trent, final impressions from this one. A pleasure doing this with you. Just final impressions on the night before we close everything out.
Yeah, final impressions. All these guys wrestled really well. Even the matches that weren't so close, they obviously wrestled well all day. Just might not have been their match. They have one more week in their season to show everyone what they got down there at the state tournament. I made it down there. It's definitely an experience. It's a learning experience for all those guys who it'll be their first. But
what should be the thought process, the preparation like? What difference should you take from districts into the state, that final tournament of the year, especially with all, the four that we just saw kind of going on in all weight classes? What's that mindset? What's that preparation like going in?
Preparation, it's a little bit harder because they started, I guess they started on Friday now. When I was in school, they started a day earlier on Thursday. But Friday, going down, you're traveling down to Columbus. Really, you just gotta go into the mindset that you made it there for a reason. You come off this week, if you ended with a win, just ride that momentum out. And if you came on with a loss, just use that as your motivation for next week. Try and get up on that podium down there at state tournament and go out with a bang.
Alistair Larson down in front of us, just winning that heavyweight bout by pin. He's still hopping around and pumping his fist, still all excited, taking pictures with family and friends and those in attendance supporting Woodridge, and all of the families and those in attendance now kind of huddled around the podium. But we are going to close things out for us here since we can't really get a good camera angle for that. So for our entire CVC TV crew, our camera operator Jacob Tellup, our production director on site Peter Tellup, our information director getting this all set up for us and getting us the questionnaires to us, Steve Hare. For my broadcast partner tonight, Trent Mast, I'm Kevin Arnold, reminding everyone out there, hopefully you have a good rest of your weekend. Stay safe out there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a good night, everybody.